everyone, I'm Stephanie Brinkerhoff with Hair and Makeup by Steph, and I'm here with Kenra Professional to show you guys a technique that I like to use to create a really voluminous, pretty braid that's actually super simple and quick and easy enough to do on yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the braid that I'm going to show you is basically a pull-through elastic braid. So to start, I'm just going to get some really soft curls in there. So I'm going to go in with the Kenra Hot Spray 20. I'm just misting this through the ends. And this is a good heat protectant with a little bit of hold that's going to give me some nice curls through the ends here. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in with a 1 1/4 inch iron and just get some curls in the ends. I want these to be really loose and big, so I'm just going to move very quickly. And as far as what direction I'm curling, it doesn't really matter. All of this is going to get gathered into the center anyway, so I'm just curling every which way. Okay, and then I'm just going to softly comb through these. So just something really loose like this is what you're going for. Now I want to add a little bit of volume and texture to the roots. So I'm going to go in with the Kenra Volumizing powder. And I'm focusing this mostly in the crown area, but then I am going to pull it down through the bottom as well a little bit. This is going to give her some volume and also help her hair just be a little bit easier to work with. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and get that combed through again. And then the last step before I start my braid, I'm going to do 2 products for shine. Because she has such dark hair, the shine is really going to bring out the detail in the braid. So first I'm going in with the Kenra Dry Oil Conditioning Mist. So just spraying this, I'm being pretty generous with this and then just combing it through with my fingers. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the Kenra Glass Spray 6. So the combination of these 2 together is going to give her a really nice shine and finish on the hair. So as I start this braid, I'm going to start around eye level. So I'm going to pick up a section of hair, fairly large, on the side here, and I'm leaving out the hair that I want to frame around her face. Okay, so I'm kind of getting this detailed right now as I go. Okay, so about like this. So I've got some hair left out, and then I've got this side section, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, and once you get to this point, if you need a little bit more shine, go ahead and add a little bit more of the Glass Spray 6 or the Dry Oil Conditioning Mist. You definitely want to make sure your frizz is all under control before you get anything in. So I'm just really looking at the texture of this, making sure everything is nice and smooth. Okay, and then I'll get these in an elastic back here in the center. And I'm only going to wrap this elastic twice. I don't want it to be too tight. Okay, so just like that. And then I'm going to flip this inside out. So I'm putting my fingers through here and then flipping that inside out. So at this point, I'm going to start deconstructing this. I'm going to be very careful in this portion because if you do too much, it's going to end up looking too frizzy or too messy. And I want hers to be a little bit more clean. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time. So just pulling with the opposite hand, making this a little bit bigger. And then you can also go in with a tail comb to sort of smooth this out even a little bit more. So I'm just kind of sticking the end of the tail comb underneath the exterior layer and getting that smoothed a little bit more. Okay, and then before I move on, just going to smooth some of this frizz and flyaways and lock this in place with the Kenra Volume Spray 25. And then from here on out, I'm just going to repeat that process working down the back. So I'm not going to pick up any hair in the middle. I'm only going to focus on picking up pieces from the sides. So I've got one piece from each side, and I'm grabbing all the way to her hairline. So the only hair left out in the front now is the hair that I want left out for detailing. Okay, I'll get some more of the Glass Spray 6 in here. Okay, so these are going to get brought together right beneath the one that I just did. So same thing, just gonna wrap this twice. And then get it flipped inside out. And then I just wanna pull on this enough to fill in the gap right here. So I'm just softly pulling up here in the center. And then one thing you can do as well, if your elastic is still showing, you can go in with your tail comb again and then push that down so it's hiding behind this hair. Okay, let's repeat that again. You want to make sure as you're doing this as well that you're holding it really close to the neck. So I don't want to lift it out here, because then sometimes you can create a disconnect between the hair and the neck. So I want to make sure I'm directing this down so it's laying nice and soft on her back. So the technique itself is very simple. You just bring two pieces together, tie them together with an elastic, flip it inside out, and then deconstruct it a little bit. And then you just do that the whole way down. So as you can see with this last elastic, I still have some hair left out. I like to do it this way instead of putting all of the hair in the elastic, just to make the bottom a little bit fuller. Okay, and then I'm going to take a small piece and just get this wrapped around my last elastic to hide that. So I'm going to wrap that around a couple times and then just take my fingers and pull them through the elastic and weave that hair through there to secure that in place. Okay, now I'm going to go in and do my detailing. So this is where I essentially just look at it as a whole, make sure it's balanced. I'm going to fluff this up a little bit down here, detail the pieces around her face. Sometimes I'll go in through these side sections and add a little bit of pins just for some more security. You can also pull on the crown a little bit if you want a little bit more volume through there. So just anything I need to do to finish this and make sure it looks how I want it to. So now I'm just going in through this bottom section with a little bit more of the dry oil conditioning mist. And then I'll also go in with some of the Volume Spray 25. Okay, and so I'm just gonna make this a little bit airier now. So what I'm doing is just adding a tiny bit more separation. So I'm going in on the exterior of the braid and pulling on very small sections. This is just going to help break it up a little bit, make it a little bit less solid.